What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Call It Like I See It. I'm your host, Carter 27, aka Coach Carter, aka Corey Kendall. And on this here show, I don't care about your feelings. Because I ain't trying to change your mind because you ain't gonna change mine. You're not gonna change my mind. So, speak your piece. I want you to call it like you see it, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call it like I see it. That's what we do at this show on Call It Like I See It. We call it like we see it. When we talk sports, we see exactly what we see. We don't sugarcoat it. We don't beat around the bush. We call it like we see it. That's what I've always done. That's what I always do. Happy Monday to everybody. Blessed to see another Monday. Made it through another weekend. I've been busy lately, man. It's back to regular coaching duties for the old ball coach here. I want to come on every day, but it's pretty much getting back to the regular scheduled program. Basketball season is about to start officially in a few weeks, so for me, it's a busy time of the year. It's that time where we're getting the kids back in, getting them back into shape, doing strength and conditioning, and we're getting ready to tip the season off. And so it's just I'm back doing what I do, as a coach. I'm back doing what I do. But today, I want to discuss something that I saw last week, right? And this whole top 10 list, this whole top 100, but mainly the top 10 list that ESPN dropped, and it's the top 10 basketball players for this upcoming season. And I didn't have a big discrepancy with the list. It's just one or two things, mainly with the top 10 that I saw that I was like, okay, now how is that feasible? And the first thing that I saw that caught my eye was, how is Victor Wembanyama a top 5 player in the NBA? I don't understand that. Now, some might say Victor Wembanyama has top 5 talent. That's understandable. But how is Victor Wembanyama right now, present day, September 29, 2025, how are you telling me that he is a top 5 player in the NBA? Let's think about this. Victor Wembanyama is going into only his third full season in the league. Going into last season, the 2024-25 season, he was not a top 10 player. He was not a top 10 player entering into last season. He gets into the season, has a good start. I think he was averaging like 25 and 11, maybe 3 blocks a game. Everybody was projecting him to be named Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, cool. Unfortunately for Victor Wembanyama, he had a health scare. He had issue with blood clots. That shortened his season, forcing him to sit out the second half of the season, basically the second half of the season, which was a huge duration of the season. So let's get this straight. You're not a top. Let's go over this again. Going into the season, you weren't a top 10 player, Victor Wembanyama. He wasn't a top 10 player, right? Get into the season, he has to miss the second half of the season. So he hasn't played any basketball since the early part of last season. And now going into this season, you're telling me he's a top 5 player? How is that plausible? How is that feasible, chat? Now, you might say he has top 5 talent, but are you telling me that right now that Victor Wembanyama is a better player than Anthony Edwards, Luka, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joker, or Giannis? That's what ESPN wants to make me believe. He's better than LeBron. He's better than Steph Curry. He's better than Anthony Davis. He's better than Donovan Mitchell. That's what ESPN wants me to believe. What has he done to earn that right? Because for me now, when I think top 5 players, you got to have done this for a couple of years. You can't just up and say he's got top 5 talent, so therefore he's a top 5 player. In my opinion, it doesn't work like that. In my opinion, it does not work like that. You can't just say, just because he has projected top 5 talent, that he's a top 5 player. No, you have to go out and show it. And being named one of the big dogs in the game, you have to do that over an extended period of time. For me, I want you to be able to show that you can do that for like 5 years. You need to have a 5-year run of being one of the best players in the game for me to say, okay, he's a top 5 player. He's top 5 in the NBA. I want you to have a 5-year run of being a top 5 player before I can name you a top 5 player in the NBA. That's just me personally. Chat, tell me what y'all think. What am I missing? What am I missing, chat? Am I wrong for feeling this way, chat? That Victor Wembanyama is not a top 5 player yet? I'm not saying he won't be eventually. I'm just saying right now, I don't think Victor Wembanyama is a top 5 player in the NBA. That is just my opinion. He could be one day. Potentially, he will be. Presumably he stays healthy. He will be a top 5 player. Not right now, though. I cannot, with a good conscience, sit here on September 29, 2025, 6:03 Eastern, 6:03 Central, 7:03 Eastern, and say Victor Wembanyama is a top 5 player in the NBA. I can't do it. Again, he might have top 5 talent, but that doesn't make you a top 5 player. Oh, I didn't name Anthony Davis. You telling me Victor Wembanyama is better than Anthony Davis right now? Not for me. What's going on, Aaron? I can't see how they would assume just because you have top 5 talent, how does that make you a top 5 player? Those don't equate for me. They don't equate. You have to do that for me, you have to do that for an extended period of time. That's just how I feel. You have to do that for an extended period of time. That's just how I feel. I can't see how the ESPN is ranking Victor Wembanyama top 5. He's not even top 10 right now for me. He's not even top 5. He's not even top 10 for me. Not yet. I can't see it. How is this guy top 5 when I don't have him even in my top 10? I don't know what this is. It's a gnat and it's bugging the hell out of me. But what do y'all think, chat? Is Victor Wembanyama a top 5 player in the NBA right now? Right now, present day. Y'all double tap the screen and like and share the live. Like and share the live and double tap the screen. Is Victor Wembanyama? Let's have a great discourse. Is Victor Wembanyama a top 5 player in the NBA right now, present day? I don't think so. Again, I don't think he's top 10 for me. He's not in your eyes, Aaron. He's not in my eyes either. I can't see Victor Wembanyama. I can't say Victor Wembanyama is a top 5 player in the NBA right now. As good as he is, but I can't see me saying he missed half of the season, but now he's a top 5 player. If that's the case, if that's the case, Jason Tatum should be top 5 because Jason Tatum won't play this year, but he was a top 5 player last year. If that's the case, if Victor Wembanyama is top 5, Jason Tatum is top 5 because Jason Tatum is definitely a top 5 player. Jason Tatum is definitely a top 5 player in the NBA. I don't know who this is. Let me get this person out of my chat, man. Let me get this person out of my chat. Let me get this person out of my chat because let me get this person. All right, let's get you out of here, out of my chat. I don't understand what they think this is. No, this is not one of those kind of chats where you're gonna, speak like that. We don't do that. We talk sports around here. We talk sports around here. We talk sports and we're kid friendly. For sure, we talk sports and we're kid friendly. Now I might spit out something that's profane every now and again, but I try not to do that. I I don't understand how Jason Tatum's not top 5, but Victor Wembanyama top 5. Hold on a second, chat. Hold on a second. Let me see something real quick. All right, okay. I'm back, you guys. I had to handle something real quick. But yeah, I don't see how Victor Wembanyama he garners the recognition that he has as a top 5 player, because if that's the case, for me, Tatum's a top 5 player. Victor Wembanyama missed half of last season. How did he just skip the line like that? That's what I don't understand. How does Victor, Aaron, tell me, how does he just skip the line like that? Aaron, tell me, help me out, Aaron. How does Victor Wembanyama just skip the line? You know, help me out, Aaron. How does Victor Wembanyama just skip the line? Yeah, I heard. No, I didn't, but I kind of figured he would say that. I mean, he has to say that. So, yeah, he's not waiting on Bryce. It'll be interesting to see. Aaron, you want me to tell you my honest opinion? This is my honest opinion. If he plays well this year, he'll play next. He'll play next year. If he plays well this year, he'll play next year. If he doesn't play well, you know, it will remain in question. Now, here's the thing. His standard and other people's standards are different. His LeBron standard and the average player in the NBA standard is different. LeBron averaging 25 points at least is his standard. So if he stays around 25, 27 points, he'll play. If LeBron stays around 25, 27 points, he'll play next season. Now, here's the question, Aaron. Is it going to be the Lakers that he plays for? Personally, this is what I think. I personally think he's going to end his career back in Cleveland, although all of his businesses are in LA. I think the Lakers are ready for him to leave, personally. I think the Lakers are ready for him to leave. That's what I believe personally. I think the Lakers are ready to move on and let Luka lead the team. I think they're ready to totally turn the keys over to Luka, and I don't think that I feel that they can't do that. I feel that they feel they can't do that if LeBron is still in the building. That's how I feel. I feel that they feel like they can't do that if LeBron is still on the team. Yeah, he wants. I mean, why not? It's only 1 year away. If you think about it, Aaron, it's only 1 year away. So if you can do it, if he can play another year, I would do it. But I just don't know if it's going to be with the Lakers because they didn't give him an extension. So I don't know how that's going to go. How that's going to bode well with him. You know, at the end of this season. You know, when it comes to trying to get another deal with the team or with another team. So I think he's going to finish his career in Cleveland. I think he wants to finish it in LA, but I don't think they want him in LA anymore. You know, I think they're ready to fully hand the keys over to Luka and go into, you know, a new direction. That's what I believe. I think that's what they want to do. I think they want to fully hand the team over to Luka and go into a new direction and do it that way. Now, whether or not that happens, I'm not sure, because we don't know how Luka feels about LeBron staying or going. That's what they got to address that first. They got to find out, how does Luka feel, and how does JJ Redick feel? Does JJ Redick feel like he can, you know, have a good team with he'll be 42-year-old LeBron. 42 years old. Man, it's crazy to think that LeBron is 41 years old and still playing in the NBA at a high level. That is insane. LeBron is 41 years old and still playing at a high level. That is downright insane, man. It is. That is downright insane to think. Like at some point, Father Time is gonna catch up. At some point. But here's the thing: when is it gonna be for LeBron? When is it gonna be for LeBron? When is Father Time gonna catch up? Because it has to happen. It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. I just hope. I just hope personally. I just hope that he doesn't wait too long. I don't want to see LeBron out there looking like Shaq was when Shaq got ready to retire. I don't want to see LeBron looking like Shaq or Charles Barkley his last year in the league. I do not. I want my last memory of LeBron, him still being able to play the game of basketball. I don't want to see him go out with an injury. I don't want to see him barely moving around. I want LeBron to be able to go out with his head held high, his chest poked out, knowing that if he wanted to, when he retires, he still could play one more year. I would rather, I would love for LeBron to have that happen. I would love that to happen for him. LeBron can go out with his head up, his chest out, knowing that, hey, if I want to, I can play another year, but it's time to go home. It's time to go home. I don't want to see him being a shell of himself. I don't want that for LeBron. I do not want that for LeBron. I don't want to see him being a shell of himself and being a sympathetic figure on the court. I think he owes that to himself not to not to do that. I think he owes that to himself not to do that. Don't stay too long. Don't stay. And some might say he's already overstayed his welcome. We got that. We got that, aspect of it too. And I think that's what the Lakers are feeling internally. I think the Lakers feel like LeBron has overstayed his welcome. That's why they didn't give him an extension beyond this year. They're ready for him to go. They're ready for him to retire. They want to hand the keys and the team over to Luka fully. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. And so it'll be real interesting to see. It'll be real interesting to see, what happens beyond this season. What happens? It will be. It'll be interesting to see what happens with LeBron beyond this season. I don't think that he's ready to retire yet. I don't think he's ready to retire. All right, but back to my original point, I don't see how Wemby is a top 5 player in the NBA. And another thing that was on the list that was baffling for a lot of people is that the fact that SGA was not ranked the number 1 player in the league. Yeah, we're talking basketball tonight, I'm a basketball coach. I know it's football season, but basketball season is starting. So I'm talking hoops. I might sprinkle in a little football. Stay on. I might sprinkle in a little football. I don't know. But I'm talking hoops right now for sure. Yeah, another thing that people were surprised is SGA wasn't number 1. And that's because SGA had one of the best seasons individually in NBA history. Statistically, he won the scoring title, he won the MVP, he won the Finals MVP, and won a championship. And ESPN ranked Nikola Jokic as the number 1 basketball player in the NBA. A lot of people that couldn't understand why. If SGA won all the awards, he has all the accolades, and he won the title, how is he not the best player in the NBA? For the same reason I said Victor Wembanyama is not a top 5 player. It's because SGA hasn't been doing it at this level. He hasn't been playing at this level long enough. Simply put, he hasn't been playing at this level long enough. You got to think, SGA's been playing at this level, the MVP level, for only 3 years. Meanwhile, Luka, Giannis, Joker have been playing at this level for over 5 years, all three of them. That's why ESPN has, and Joker averaged a triple-double last year. Everything that SGA did, Luka pretty much done. I mean, Joker's done it already. With the exception of winning a scoring title. He done it already. He's been in the finals. He's been an MVP. He's been an MVP 3 times. Been a finals MVP. He's already done it. He's been playing this level for 5 years. So is Giannis. So that's the reason why, in my opinion, that they don't have SGA as the number 1 player in the league, is because Giannis and Joker have been playing this level for a longer period of time. That's the thing. Giannis and Joker have been playing at this level for a 5-year stretch. So I think that's the reason why they're not. That's the reason why. You know. But if SGA continues to play at this level, yeah, they'll move him to the number 1 player. They'll say he's the number 1 player in the league. But he's going to have to continue to play at this level. He's definitely going to have to continue to play at this level. Averaging 30 or close to 30 on efficient shooting. His team continues to be one of the top three teams in the Western Conference. Contending for a championship for the next 3, 4, 5 years. He'll have a strong argument. He'll have a strong case. And it'll be hard to deny him. It'll be hard, especially if he can win another title. If he can win another title and another MVP, you definitely have to say he's the top dog in the league. You definitely have to say he's the top dog in the league. If SGA can win another title, but for right now, I agree that Joker is the best player in the league. I agree with ESPN on that. I do. I agree that Joker's the number 1 top dog in the league. Another thing that I didn't agree with ESPN on was them having Steph Curry ranked ahead of LeBron James. Not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. I don't. Steph Curry is, at this point in his career, he's not a better player than LeBron James. He's just not. In my opinion, that's factually incorrect. There's Steph Curry at number 7, and LeBron at 8, KD at 9, and Jalen Brunson at 10. I don't feel that Steph Curry is better than LeBron. I think they should have had that flip-flop. I think they should have flip-flopped those two. I do, personally. Now, I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but that's just the way I feel. That's just the way I feel. I know I'm probably in the minority feeling that way about Steph Curry, but that's just what I feel. I don't feel that, at this juncture in the league that he's better than LeBron James. I don't. Now, Kevin Durant can be a debate on whether or not he's better than Kevin Durant. That can be a debate. I don't think overall he's a better player than Kevin Durant. Better shooter, yes. I don't know if he's the overall better player than Kevin Durant. No. I don't think he can score like Kevin Durant. He can shoot it better than Kevin Durant. Can score. But at this juncture in their careers, I don't know if Steph is better than Kevin Durant. I don't know if Steph has ever been better than Kevin Durant. I don't. So, hey, you happy JD5 will be back. The Commanders need him for sure. That's for sure. The Commanders need him for sure. That can't be disputed. That definitely cannot be disputed that they need him. That's not up for debate or no. I like Jaden Daniels. I do. I like Jaden Daniels. I don't like the Commanders, But I like Jaden Daniels as a talent. I think he's a good football player. I do. I think he's a good football player. It's just that now, being that he's played a full year season in the league, teams have film on him, so they know how to scheme for him. Teams know how to scheme for him. So it remains to be seen if he can keep up the elite play. But not only keep up the elite play, he has to do it over a sustained period of time. That's my thing. He has to do it over a sustained period of time. That's what I want. That's what I want to see him do. I want to see him keep up that same level for a sustained period of time. I'm talking a decade run. I want to see him do that for a decade. If Jaden Daniels can do that for a decade, Commanders, y'all got something. For sure, y'all got something. And that can't be denied. That can't be questioned. Absolutely. Absolutely. If he keeps his play, if he keeps his thing up and keeps it going, you can say, yep, we got something. For sure. Yeah, I saw Malik Nabers is out for the season. Man, I hate that for the kid, man. I hate that for the kid. And they just got Jackson Dart in there. He finally got his quarterback of the future. And as soon as he gets his quarterback, he goes down with a torn ACL. I hate that for the kid. I do. Y'all see, speaking of injury, y'all see Jason Tatum? He's back playing basketball already off of the torn Achilles. He's back moving around. Kyrie Irving is back moving around. It's like, Jesus, what kind of medicine y'all getting? What kind of medicine are y'all getting? Were y'all back moving around already? Jason Tatum just tore his Achilles in the playoffs. He's already back hooping. Not 5-on-5, but he's out there on the court with a ball in his hand moving around. And so is Kyrie. Kyrie is definitely playing this season. I don't know about Tatum. They might hold Tatum out, you know. What's going on? They might hold Tatum out just for precautionary measure. But Kyrie's definitely playing this season. Kyrie definitely playing. He's already hooping. And Dallas is going to be dangerous. The Dallas Mavericks are going to be dangerous. I had the Dallas Mavericks as the top 4 seed in the Western Conference. I do. I have the Dallas Mavericks as the top 4 seed in the Western Conference. I have Anthony Davis winning Defensive Player of the Year also. Anthony Davis is my pick to win Defensive Player of the Year for this season. Yep, that's my pick for Defensive Player of the Year. And Anthony Davis. And said something ain't right. You know? Who's a dark horse in the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference? Dark horse. I can't say Minnesota because they've been to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. But everybody's pretty much writing them off as being a top team in the Western Conference because you got Denver got better, Dallas got better, OKC still going to be a Houston got better. The Lakers in the Western Conference are dark. Nobody's picking the Lakers to win go to the finals. So I would say the Lakers. In the Eastern Conference, the Hawks or the Magic. Pick one. Pick one, the Hawks or the Magic, either one. Matter of fact, I'll say the Hawks because the Magic are going to be better than the Hawks, so I would say the Hawks for me. The Hawks are a dark horse in the Eastern Conference. It could be the Miami Heat if Pat Riley would make a few moves, but I don't think Pat Riley is about to make any moves. I think Pat Riley wants to save all his money for free agency next summer. I think that's what Pat Riley's doing. I think he's saving all the money for free agency next summer. He's going to go big game hunting next summer. I think that's what Pat Riley's doing. He's going big game hunting next summer. He's going to try to get a blockbuster. Warriors got Al Horford, and for what? Everybody thinks the Warriors are going to be good. People don't realize just how old the Warriors are. The Warriors and the Clippers are the two oldest teams in the NBA. They're old as a team. Draymond Green, 36. Jimmy Butler, 36. Curry, 38. Horford, 40. They're old as a team. And that's 4 of your starting 5. That's 4 of your starting 5. Anybody who can get up and down the court is going to run the Warriors out of the gym this year. Watch. Watch. I think the Warriors are going to be a play-in team at best. At best, I give the Warriors a play-in. At best. And we've all seen their history says if they're in the play-in, they're not going to win the play-in game. I got the Lakers as a dark horse in the Western Conference. Yeah, the Warriors are old, man. They old. And I don't know why people think Steph Curry gonna be able to keep this up. I like Smart for the Lakers too. Now, if they can if Jared Vanderbilt can stay healthy, the defense for the Lakers is going to improve tremendously. If Jared Vanderbilt can stay healthy, because they can potentially roll out a lineup of Luka, Marcus Smart, Vanderbilt, LeBron, and DeAndre Ayton. Oh, defensively, they okay with that lineup during spurts of a game. Defensively, they be okay. If Luka gives the effort that he gave in the Eurobasket tournament, plus Marcus Smart, Vando, LeBron, DeAndre Ayton, who's a rim protector, defensively, they're okay. I still think they need shooting, though, personally. I think the Lakers need more shooting because Dalton Connect's not going to get a lot of burn. You know, Jake LaRavia, we don't know how good he's going to be. AR is hot and cold in terms of the 3-ball. He's hot and cold, so I think they need more shooting. I think Sengun is going to have a breakout year. I'm going Sengun for most improved player. I'm changing my pick. I'm going Sengun for most improved player. Personally. I got Sengun for most improved player. I do. And Sengun was an all-star. So that's it. They're telling you what kind of year I think he's going to have playing with KD. That tells you what kind of year I think Sengun is going to have. I got Sengun as most improved player. So well, guys, that's all my time. Like I said, I'm back to my regular scheduled program. So hopefully I'll be able to get on here tomorrow night. At some point tomorrow, y'all be on the lookout. Turn your notifications on so you can come on and tap in when I'm on here. But as always, stay out the way. And if you got to think about it, don't go. Oh, losing Fred VanVleet, they lost their leader. Stay out the way. And if you got to think about it, don't go. I never go anywhere where I got to think twice before I leave because my first thought is usually the correct one. Peace and love, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow.